Hey guys, good morning. Welcome to our math lesson for Monday. We did not have a reading lesson this morning because we went on a virtual field trip to the farm. So if you check our class Facebook page, you can see some great pictures and videos from the field trip. The Seesaw's assignment is just to let us know what was your favorite part of that field trip. So that was for reading. For math, we're going to continue talking about partitioning shapes. And to do that, we're going to start with a quick video about parts of a whole on BrainPot. So let me go ahead and share my screen with you and we'll get going.
Wait, stop. You're supposed to share with the whole class. Moby, that's not fair. Everyone is supposed to get equal parts of the sandwich. What is a fraction? A fraction tells you the number of parts out of a whole. Not that kind of whole, Moby. Something is whole when it has all of its parts. I love muffins. This whole muffin has 2 equal parts. In a fraction, the number of parts goes under a line. There are 2 parts. You took 1 part of the muffin, and that number goes on top. So this fraction shows you took 1 out of 2 parts. You can also write this as 1/2. What is a half? When you split something in half, you make 2 equal parts. Right, Moby, there are 2 halves in a whole. Half for you and half for me. There are 2 equal pieces, and we each get 1 piece. Sometimes I see a half moon at night. And everyone loves a half day of school. What is a third? We can share this cake between you, me, and Grandpop. We can cut the cake into thirds. That means we divide it into 3 equal pieces. We each get 1 slice. So Grandpop gets 1 out of 3 slices. We each get 1/3 of the whole cake. There are 3 of us, but only 1 is a robot. So 1 out of 3 of us is a robot. What is a 4th? I love apple pie, and this pie has 4 equal slices. You took 1 slice. So you took 1 out of 4 slices, or 1/4 of the slices. 1/4 is also called 1/4. Exactly, Moby. There are 4 quarters in a dollar. So 1/4 is 1/4 of a dollar. I can divide a lot of things into fourths. Like a piece of paper, a cup of water, an inch, or an hour. I think all this sugar is making us sick, Moby. We better cut up the sandwich so everyone can get an equal piece. It's okay, Moby. I've got a slice saved right here. Wait, you're supposed to give me half. I guess you can keep mine.
Oh, goodness. So silly. So we're going to continue talking about partitioning shapes. And partitioning shapes is it's an introduction to fractions. Last week we talked about using circles and cutting circles into different pieces or partitioning circles into different pieces. This week we're going to be looking at doing that with quadrilaterals, and today we're going to start with rectangles. So I'm going to go ahead and show you my document camera. And we'll get started practicing. Okay, let me go ahead and there we go. Let's make it bigger. Okay, so last week we talked about using circles and partitioning the circles into different pieces. So if I have a circle and I want to partition it into 2 equal pieces, I can do that like this. So now with my circle, I have 2 pieces, and both of them are equal. Now, mine is not perfect, but you can tell that these pieces are pretty much equal. So right now, I've taken my circle and I've split it into halves. Okay, I've split it into halves. Now, if I were to take this circle and if I were to split it like this, would my circle be split into halves? Yes or no? Why do you think that? So looking at my circle, I have 2 pieces. Okay, I have 2 different pieces there, 1, 2. But are those pieces equal? No. And since the pieces are not equal, that makes a huge difference, and we no longer have halves. Okay? All right, let's try and split it into thirds. Okay, let's go ahead and I'm going to do 1 here and 1 here. So I've got 1, 2, 3 pieces. Did I partition my circle into thirds? Yes or no? Why did you think that? I'm looking at my circle and I'm imagining that this is a cookie, and I'm imagining that I'm sharing the cookie with 2 of my brothers. Let's say that I get this one, so Elizabeth gets that piece, Kyle gets this piece, and Blake gets this piece. Do you think that my piece is the same as Kyle's piece? No. It looks like I'm going to get less than Kyle does. And so these pieces are not equal. So this is not split into thirds because those pieces aren't equal. If I wanted to split my circle or partition my circle into thirds, I have to do it a special way. I have to use our fat Y. Now my pieces are equal, and it would be fair if I split this cookie with my brothers. Okay? Now let's try and split this circle into fourths. Okay, in order to split it into fourths, I'm going to go ahead and cut it in half first. Then I'm going to cut it in half again. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4 equal pieces. Okay. So today we're going to be moving on to doing this, but with a rectangle. So I'm going to go ahead and draw my rectangle here. And we're going to start out by splitting this rectangle in halves. Okay. In order to do that, we do the same thing that we do with the circle. You just go ahead and split it right down the center. Okay, so we have 1, 2 equal pieces. Now, there is another way that you can split into halves. Okay, there's my rectangle. You can also split it this way. So we have 1, 2 equal pieces. So either way is correct as long as you're splitting it down the middle. Okay? Now, let's say that I have a rectangle and I want to split it into halves like this. Is that accurate? Did I split the rectangle into halves? Yes or no, and why? The answer is no. We did split it into 2 equal pieces, but they're not, 2 pieces, but they're not equal pieces. Okay? Let's try this way. Did I split my rectangle into halves? Yes or no, and why? I actually did this time. I have one piece here and one piece here, and both of them are equal. So this is correct. So now that we've seen a few different ways to split or partition a rectangle into halves, let's try thirds. Now I noticed as I was grading some of your assignments that some of you went ahead and did like this. Is that rectangle split into thirds? Okay, so looking at the rectangle, I've got one piece here, two pieces here, and three pieces here. And I noticed that this piece and this piece are equal to each other. But is this piece the same size as those are? The answer is no. So we cannot use our fat Y strategy when we partition a rectangle into thirds. We can't do it. Instead, there's an easier way to do it. Okay, there's an easier way. We can take the rectangle and we can split it just like this. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3 equal pieces. Another way you can do it is to split the rectangle like this. 1, 2, 3 equal pieces. Either one is correct as long as you are splitting them the exact same direction. All right, so now let's try fourths. Fourths is the easiest one. It's a lot easier than thirds. In order to partition a rectangle into fourths, you go straight down and make halves, and then you go straight across and make halves again. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 equal pieces. Okay, there's one other way you can do this. Actually, there's two other ways you can do this. You can do it like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or we can do it like this. And do 1, 2, 3, 4. So any of those ways are accurate ways to partition a rectangle into fourths. Okay. We're going to continue practicing this throughout the week this week. For your seesaw assignment today, you are going to be practicing this on your own. You may use any of the strategies we just did in the video. If you have any questions, feel free to email me and I will be happy to help you. I'll see you guys tomorrow.